Tonight, the Turnbull government in crisis as Liberal MP John Alexander quits over his dual citizenship. Tony Abbott's sister caught up in a violent clash with Manus Island protesters. Australians pause to mark Remembrance Day. And the Socceroos left clinging to hope of a World Cup start after a draw with Honduras.
This is NBN News with Jane Goldsmith.
Good evening. The Turnbull government is facing perhaps its toughest test, stripped of its majority following the resignation of dual citizen John Alexander. It's the second major blow for the Prime Minister in just a day after Canada abandoned a global trade deal.
On a sunny Sydney afternoon, another Coalition MP cast a long shadow over the Turnbull government.
There are days when Australia remembers the courage and sacrifice of war. Just as important is the day we remember peace. The 11th day of the 11th month marks the end of the First World War. And 99 years later, it still has a powerful meaning.
99 years ago today, the promise was made that this would be the war to end all wars.
Across Tamworth, residents also paused at 11 o'clock today, remembering the sacrifice of Australia's soldiers in the Great War. Cal Rossi student Thomas Burke says the efforts on the Western Front aren't lost upon the younger generations.
The opportunity of life, or sacrifice for servitude cut bitterly short for those who will never truly know.
A 21-year-old woman and her 25-year-old male passenger have been refused bail in Taree today following a police pursuit. The Volkswagen Golf allegedly failed to stop 3 times during the chase yesterday that ended in Gloucester. While kept busy all year round, summer brings the most fierce conditions for local rural fire service crews. Now, Tamworth is one of 3 bases across the state equipped to refill the large air tankers ready for bushfire season.
They call it Thor. The god of the sky now ready to take flight from Tamworth.
The Tamworth Ute Show has made a return to this year's calendar after an absence in 2016. It's drawn a passionate and noisy crowd to town to show off their prized possessions.
The purr of engines could be heard right across Tamworth today.
Ahead in the news. Do not be alarmed the moment armed robbers started handing out pastries. And how an Aussie larrikin from Perth was elected mayor of one of America's oldest cities. A self-described Aussie battler has been elected mayor of one of the oldest cities in the United States. But Grant Buckley's rise to the top wasn't smooth, facing plenty of jibes about his past.
Not a big US city, but certainly one of its most historic.
Well, it's over to sport now with Kate Haberfield, and the Socceroos are pleased with their result this morning.
Jane, a draw's not so bad in Honduras, thank you. Coming up after the break, the Socceroos World Cup hopes still alive, just. And in the A-League, Sydney FC's wish of an undefeated season falls to the Mariners. The Socceroos are rueing a host of missed chances that left their World Cup dream hanging in the balance. Australia outplayed Honduras but couldn't find a goal, making Wednesday's second leg in Sydney a must-win.
It's becoming all too familiar for the Socceroos.
It's been a strong start for Tamworth Gymnastics Club at Singapore's Prime Invitational, with athletes among the medals in levels 5 and 6. Georgia Goodwin won all events except floor on the way to being crowned level 6 overall champion today. Having gone within a win of a maiden State League basketball title, Tamworth is already training for the 2018 season. Benefiting from another season of experience, the coach believes next year may belong to the Thunderbolts.
Happy with their effort this season, but not content to remain second best.
Rugby League's country championships may be 3 months away, but the Greater Northern Tigers are already preparing. Both junior squads have been selected as the Northwest outfit looks to return to the top.
From 2014 to 2016, the Greater Northern Tigers were untouchable at the under-16 level.
A lot of training to be done, Jane.
Definitely. That time of year. Thank you, Kate. Well, stay with us. We'll check all the weather details for the New England and Northwest next. To the weather now, mostly fine conditions forecast until mid next week when widespread rain and storms will arrive in New South Wales, eventually reaching southeast Queensland by Friday. But first, a spectacular sunrise captured by Glenn Cox of Newcastle Harbour. The image was taken from Stockton, providing a slightly different perspective of the port than what we usually see. Up to the satellite, high cloud over western and central parts of New South Wales near a low pressure trough is bringing virtually no rain. Low cloud in the northeast with onshore winds is producing a few showers around the coast. Low pressure troughs will continue to cause showers and storms in the nation's west and north. Onshore winds will produce showers for coastal parts of Queensland and New South Wales tomorrow. A high in the southeast will bring settled conditions. Partly cloudy today with a couple of showers in the north. A top of 20 degrees for Tenterfield today, 6 to 19 in Armidale, a warm 27 degrees for Tamworth, 29 for Gunnedah and Narrabri. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a medium chance of showers in the morning and the afternoon. Temperature-wise, 30 degrees for Warrialda, Narrabri, 31 at Wee Waa, 29 for Mungadai and Moree. Tamworth, a range of 9 to 28 tomorrow, 5 to 21 in Armidale and 5 to 19 for Glen Innes. The sun to come up at 5:49 and to set at 7:30. And the outlook for Tamworth, Monday, mostly sunny, the slight chance of a shower on and east of the ranges. Rain forecast for later in the week with 4 to 10 millimetres on Friday. For Armidale, low 20s for the next 4 days, possible rain on Thursday and Friday. And for Moree this week, 29 degrees for the next couple of days, rising to 33 on Wednesday. Rain also forecast for Thursday, Friday and Saturday, with 3 to 8 millimetres expected on Friday and Saturday. Follow us on Facebook for another look at today's major local stories, sports stories. And that's our bulletin for this evening.
An update on the Jets-Adelaide match, and Andrew Nabuta scored and the Jets are leading 2-1 midway through the second half.
Go the Jets, and don't forget Weekend Today. We'll have the latest headlines from 7 tomorrow morning.
Good night.
Good night.